one of the first things you learn about is after you vote, you get a sticker. And as a kid, you get so excited about that sticker. And then you learn there's so much that goes into that. What happens in a small town when you vote and you get a sticker, and how does all of that come together? Well, hey guys, it's Ashley. And on this episode of Meet Our Neighbors, we're going to meet the person that handles all of that. We're going to meet the Wayland Town Clerk. Let's go meet her.
So when I think about voting, I think about the really cool stickers that I used to get from my parents when they voted. I'm pretty sure that that's the easiest part of the process.
That is the easiest part of the process.
And you'd know, huh?
I would know. I am the town clerk, Trudy Reid.
Town Clerk of
Wayland.
Oh.
I am the first appointed town clerk. Past years, it's always been elected.
Okay.
So they voted at a couple of town meetings ago for a town manager act, and along with that, the town clerk became appointed.
So you're extra special.
I am extra special.
What does your office do then?
Well, everybody thinks of us as dog tags and marriages, but we do so much more than that. I am the chief election official for the town of Wayland. So all of the elections come through our office. I have an assistant town clerk. We just hired a part-time department assistant, so we're gonna have extra hands in the office. But we do, during business hours, we do dog licensing, we do vital records, so anybody that is born in Wayland, that birth certificate comes through us. We register it with the state. We have death certificates. We keep records going back probably to the 1600s. We're the official record keeper for the town of Wayland. We do annual census, so when you get that annual census form in your mailbox, it's a good idea to fill it out so that we know you're still living in Wayland.
Wayland, please fill it out.
Thank you very much, and send it in to us. It keeps you active on the voters list.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
It does, and
Okay.
if you don't respond to it, we make you inactive, and then we send you a notice that you've been made inactive. And if you don't respond for another 2 years, we can actually delete you. So.
Well, I certainly don't want to be deleted.
Don't be
I
deleted.
That's not good.
No, if you're inactive, at least that's an easier fix because you just show up at the polls and we'll make you fill out a form that says that you still live in Wayland. But being deleted, that's a whole new story. So don't be deleted. So just to give you an idea of what the hardest part is, probably mailing one ballot or vote by mail ballots. You first fill out the postcard, we get it. We enter you into the system that we received your application. Then when we mail the ballot, we put you into the system that the ballot has been mailed. When you return the ballot, we have to put into the system that the ballot has been returned. And then after election day, we update your voter history that you actually voted.
For a single ballot.
A single
You have to
ballot.
do every single one of those steps every time.
Every single ballot. And even if you vote in person on election day, we still have to put in your voter history.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So far for the upcoming March 5th presidential primary, we have just about mailed out over 2,000 vote by mail ballots, and more are coming in every day, and we are trying to keep up with it.
Who helps with that?
Right now, it's just me and the assistant town clerk, Terry Mansfield.
Okay.
I'm kind of particular about it. I don't want too many hands on the ballots. We personally take them to the post office when they're ready to be mailed. We've got a ballot box out front, so if you're requesting a vote by mail ballot, you can drive up,
So Wayland has a drive-through voting.
dropping your ballot off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's right out in front.
Are there special rules and regulations about how those votes and ballots are handled, and then where they go in like a temporary holding facility, or what happens to these very important pieces of paper?
So when they come back into us, we again get to check them into the system that it's arrived, and then we organize them by precinct, and then we store them in the vault until election day when we can start processing the ballots.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. It is. And, but it's very important work, and we take pride in the work that we do, and we want to make sure everybody gets the right ballot that they ask for, especially in the primary.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Do you get to have any help from any of the citizens in Wayland?
We could. I mean, absolutely, we need help on election day and early voting. I mean, Terry and I can't do all of this by ourselves as much as I'd like to, but we can. We had some part-time help in the office a couple of weeks ago, helping us with inputting all of the postcards, and she was a huge help. And we'll get help for early voting in person and on election day. It takes a huge team to pull it all off.
So I like to vote in person. I like to take my child with me he gets the sticker too. But especially in Wayland, it is such an easy process. You go up to a table and they tell you where to go, and it's smooth.
It is very
Has it
smooth.
always been that way?
No, I mean, we now use electronic check-in, so we use poll pads for check-in, but we still have the old-fashioned paper list as a backup, just in case we lose power or the machines aren't working correctly. We do a voters list in paper. We have to have by law 2 people at check-in, so that's a requirement, always 2 people at check-in. We're allowed to do away with checkout. If you remember the old days, we used to have check-in, you go vote your ballot, and then you have to check out. We can do away with checkout. But we have somebody standing at the ballot box just to make sure, because we've got 2 precincts in each location, so we want to make sure that you're putting your right precinct ballot in the right precinct box.
I never thought about the importance of having redundancies of, like you just said, if the power goes out. Well, that doesn't stop an election.
That does not stop an election, no. And if for some reason we had to evacuate the polling place, we have an evacuation plan in place so that we would have a backup place. Everybody should know what their requirement to do, because we can't leave the ballots and just walk out. And if anybody's in place voting, we spoil those and they get to come back and do it again.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I would have never thought that much work goes into this very important piece of paper, but what that entire process entails.
Yes, we guard it with our life.
Well, what made you want to get into this in the first place?
Well, when I moved into my hometown almost 30 years ago, I was asked to work town elections and town meetings. So that's what got me started. And then I worked local elections for many years. And at the time, the town clerk was elected in my hometown, and it still is. So I eventually ran for the elected position back in 2010 and won, and held that for several years before moving on to different towns and municipalities. And I ended up here in Wayland. And it's been a good fit.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about doing your daily job?
The interaction with the residents and departments, the employees of town hall. My first, I do care what you call me, but we do customer service, and when a resident steps up to the counter, it's all about the resident. We want to make sure that we hear them and that we're going to help them out, and it's all about the customer service that we provide to them.
So not only are you the town record keeper, the town dog registrar, the historian basically of many records, the ballot keeper, the sticker giver, you're the customer service person too. You have a lot of hats.
We do have a lot of hats. We're usually, most cities and town halls are set up where the town clerk or the city clerk is usually the first one you come to, and we're responsible for knowing where DPW is, where you pay your tax bill. Where's the rec department? People, sometimes they're just stopping to ask us where they are supposed to go to find somebody. But a lot of times they're coming in to register their dog, get a vital record, change their vital registration. And we're usually the first stop into a city or town.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I like, is being able to meet residents and to help them out and get them on along with their day.
Well, if there's something that you could tell all of our Wayland residents, what would it be about the town clerk or the town clerk office in particular?
We're a very busy office, but what I would say to the majority of you out there, make sure you register your dog if you have one. Make sure you return your annual census so that you stay on the voters list. Make sure you get out and vote. Don't complain if you don't vote.
And when is the next vote?
So we have a presidential primary coming up on March 5th, and then we'll have our annual town election in May, and then we have a state primary in September, and the general election in November.
It's a busy year.
It's a very busy year, very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you must be well caffeinated each day.
I do try to do that. Yes.
Coffee?
I do drink coffee.
What do you put in it?
Sugar and extra cream.
Okay. And on any day that you're extra tired, it's just whatever's
It's
there.
just more coffee, and we always have chocolate at our desk.
Oh.
Well, it's mostly for the residents, but we take a piece here and there.
So you're a happy caffeinated
Yes,
individual.
happy.
One question. Why don't you register cats?
It's not a mass general law. We do what the state requires us to do.
Okay. I will take my offended self down.
Don't be offended.
You still like cats and still like me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But you could always take it to the legislation and get a mass general law to register cats.
Oh, now see, you're also like the legal help here too. I like it.
Yeah, you could make a petition and see if the state would allow cat registration.
Okay.
Anybody can get a question on the ballot with no signatures.
Well, if somebody does have a question, how should they contact you?
You can always call us. We're on the town's website. You can email us. Always happy to come in and see us. We love to see you at the counter, and we're happy to help in any way we can.
And eat chocolate,
And eat chocolate.
but vote. And don't get deleted.
Don't get deleted.
As a cat owner, I have to admit, I'm a little offended that I don't have to register my cat with the town. But that's okay. He might not be a people person. But Trudy is. And she very obviously cares about this job. Who knew that the town clerk is in charge of registering your dogs, vital records, all the historical documents, elections? I think she needs to have 15 hands, and yet she's doing all of this with 2. If you want to help out, or if you need to register to vote, or maybe it's time for you to run for an elected office, give the town clerk a call. She's definitely the person to contact. Who do you think that we should meet next? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my channel, because I'd love for you to come along with me to meet the next person.